If you're running a software development agency, it shouldn't be too hard to grow. Welcome to ManagedCoder Podcast. Tune in every week to find out how to grow your software development agency and help you to solve your day-to-day problems. With 20 plus years experience running an agency, please welcome your host, Shahed Islam.
Hey Nazam, welcome. Glad to be part of this discussion here. Introduce yourself a little bit.
Thank you, Shahid Bhai. Hi, everybody. My name is Najm. I'm a marketing consultant. For the past 4 years, what I have been doing is I've been helping agencies building their own marketing department. So I basically do anything and everything that has to do with bringing in more clients for B2B agencies.
Thank you, Nazam. So I've been running an agency for 17 years, and I will be very honest. I wish I knew you long time back. We struggled a
Thanks.
lot with marketing. People always think that marketing is not needed as an agency, but I have realized it late that it is very important factor. So one
Yeah.
of the areas which you and me talked earlier, and many times you've been
Mhm.
consulting us for a long time, that inbound marketing. When I
Yes.
talk to other agencies where they've been doing business, they get clients. What is inbound marketing? Why it is important for agencies?
Yeah. I mean, so there are other companies, or definitely people can Google inbound marketing and they can get a really good idea about it. But one thing I should point out, inbound marketing is all about putting out resources out there, putting out content out there so that client come to you. So educating client enough in any way and every way possible so that they understand that you can add value to their company, and they would love to speak with you. So it's less of us going to the client, it's more of clients would just come to us. That's kind of the main methodology of inbound marketing.
One problem I see with our agency, or software development agency client, I mean the C-level executive, they think that they get some referral, they are getting some business, and up to a level you can do that. But after that,
Yeah.
if you don't do, but other problem I see that inbound marketing, some people expect result quickly. How
Mhm.
long does it take to get result on inbound marketing?
That's a fantastic question. Inbound marketing takes a long time to get result. So inbound marketing is one of those things that is going to take some time for you to get used to it. It's going to take some time for the team to get used to it and to put out the really good content out there where other like your clients would be interested to get in touch with you. But it takes a lot more time than outbound marketing. But the good side about inbound marketing is that once it gets started, once you start leads coming in, once it starts working, it becomes very sustainable. You don't have to worry a lot. So it's kind of where we talk about shelf life of a content. So
Hmm.
if you think about inbound marketing, and if you think about the content for inbound marketing, the shelf life of those content is very long. By that, what I mean is it's not going to be where you just stop marketing and leads just stop coming in. Inbound marketing is one of those philosophies that you can implement, or anybody can implement, where you build a sustainable marketing engine so that clients keeps coming in over and over again, and it's a system. It's a fantastic system that anybody can follow.
So in a simple term, if I were starting an inbound for an agency, what are the
Yeah.
three things I should do?
Yeah. So first thing first, we need to understand who our clients are. That's the first thing we need to understand, because whatever I suggest my clients to do, the first thing we try to understand, like, who are our clients, and it depends on the kind of agency you are in, what are your USPs, what are the services that you're providing. So that's the first thing we should be doing, understanding our clients. Now, I do need to get a little deep into this because it's very important. So understanding clients doesn't necessarily only mean us thinking that, okay, this is my client. That's not it. In my opinion, you should definitely write down exactly who you think your clients are, but at the same time, you should take interviews of your existing customers and get some more information out of them. For example, if you ask them after they have become your client, and if they have become, if they have been your client for the last 6 months or 6 years, if you ask them, like, hey, we have other companies out there who are like me, right? But why are you still with me? You get such a really good insights from that question. It's amazing. So that's the first thing we need to do. We need to understand who are our target clients. So that's one. Then we need to understand what are the problems that they're facing and what kind of content we can produce so that they understand that we can add value to their life. So everybody loves free things, right? Everybody loves free knowledge, especially in this day and age. So if you can produce content where it will help them a little bit, at the same time they would also understand that you know their industry, you know their pain point, so you kind of solve their pain point with one kind of content, right? One piece of content, and they would understand, hey, if they understand this basic problem that I have, they might be able to help us a little more. And that's how they would, start communicating with you. They would start interacting with you on social or other platforms that where you are producing content. And one day you will see them getting in touch with you because they will feel that they are giving me enough value, and I believe that they can do it more if I just hired them as a vendor.
And it shows that we are an expert on that field, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. That's the goal. That's the goal. Yes.
So buyer persona, which is you talked about, that we need to analyze and ask them question and get the buyer persona. And second thing, you're
Mhm.
saying creating content on the
Yes.
website.
Yes.
Third things, I mean, you and me talked about social media, right? In
Mhm.
kind of a way, inbound marketing. Third part, why
Yes.
social media is important for B2B agencies like us? Because sometimes I used to feel like, oh, it is not needed. Like
Yeah.
client would know,
Yes.
but why it is important, and what do you want to tell agency owner to do about social media?
So what I would suggest is, look, at the end of the day, this is one of those things where 10 years ago, 15 years ago, people said, hey, social media is for young people. Now everybody is using it. Then after 5 years, people said, hey, social media is only for B2C, it's not for B2B. And then now everybody is using it. Doesn't matter if it's B2B or B2C. And still now we still have companies or agencies who would say, I don't know if social media will really help us, and I don't know if this will really generate clients, but there are agencies who are out there that are doing a fantastic job. So, what can agencies do in social media? Number one thing that I can say or suggest is that focus on quality and not quantity. And again, I'm just specifically talking about B2B agencies. So there is all about quantity. It's not going to be more about producing 7 pieces of content for 7 days. Except for that, if you think about producing one really good piece of content, and that content can be anything. That can be a small podcast, that can be a quick video, that can be a really interesting image as well, right? But the piece of content, it has to have, it needs to have a quality. So that either it entertains your clients, it depends on what kind of channels you're putting it out, right? So if it is an entertainment channel, it definitely needs to entertain the client. And if it is something where if it is a platform where people would go and try to learn something, for example YouTube, right? People would go on YouTube and search how to do this or how to do that. There people want a lot more educational content. So if B2B's agencies, they put out content where they actually maintain the quality, it has always worked. I have seen it over and over again with my clients or with other agencies that we also follow to see what they're doing. It has it has always worked. Where if you focus on quality, it just is just working into 2022.
No, that's a very good idea. I mean, one thing I have noticed that when I am talking and closing a bigger deal, actually the client do go to your social media and want to
Mhm.
see the feel of
Yes,
it, right? So that
yes,
means that your social media can be a place where you represent your culture, your team
yes.
members, right?
Oh, yes, yes,
So
absolutely. Thank you so much for pointing that out. That's what I was about to add. Social media, especially for B2B agencies, other your clients would love to see the kind of culture that you have internally. I mean, if you think about, hey, what kind of content should I be producing? Of course, you can do your own, your own analysis, and you can come up with your own strategy. But the easiest thing that you can do is just portray your own culture that you have inside your own company or agency, right? And I believe true agencies, they definitely take care of their employees. They do, they follow a lot of processes. Just put those things out there. We don't necessarily always have to create. We can literally document what is already going on, and that can actually become really good content.
So on my discussion with different agency owner, one problem I see that do not see any views or like on their posting, and they stop it. They say there is
Yeah,
no value. But I
absolutely.
actually do not think it's a good idea. Consistency, what your client,
Yes,
even like let's say you can make a deal of $1 million or $100,000, and that
mhm.
could be the post you made. They saw it, and that will
Yes,
influence them, right? That's
yes,
kind of branding,
absolutely.
right? Social media is.
Absolutely. And the other thing is, we need to understand how we're using social media. So I'll ask you, often, if you use Facebook, what maybe often you do is you scroll a lot, and maybe you see something and you stop, but not necessarily always like it or give some kind of reaction or comment. Is that not right? Right.
Yes,
So
yes.
our the way we our way of interacting with these platforms has changed a lot. So even if somebody is not, reacting to the post that you're, doing right now, but that does not necessarily mean people are not interested. So
Mhm.
so we have to understand how these platforms are evolving, and we just need to adopt it. That's it. So the metrics that used to, be okay, where we used to look for likes and shares or comment, those things are changing a lot more. Now people interact a lot less with posts, but there are times when they just want to see what you're doing and understand what you're doing, and maybe take action not on social media but on your website. But the social media posts that you're making right now, that will create a really good impression in their mind, about your brand.
So in a typical agency like B2B companies, what kind of budget? We talked about it before.
Yeah.
I will be very honest that when I talk to people, they think this is marketing for agencies is like waste of money. But you are very determined that you actually have a strong opinion that there should be certain amount of budget should be spent on, right?
Mhm.
We spend
Yes.
on sales team a lot, but we don't
Yes.
spend on marketing, and then that's how we don't get close deal, right? Or get more leads. So,
Yes.
what is the ratio? Do you have any suggestion for anyone who is listening to this?
Absolutely, I do have the ratio, but even before that, I want to point something out. Most of the agency owners are maybe, if I'm not wrong, they are not marketers.
No, they are
Maybe they
not.
are from other background, right? Maybe
Yeah,
they're engineers. Maybe
they're
they
mostly
were.
engineers and other things. Yeah,
If, yeah, so if they were engineers, I honestly don't blame them anymore. I used to think like, hey, why are they thinking like this? Why would they not understand that they need to invest in marketing? Now I understand that it's not their fault, because they have never thought of it that way. So now it's our job to explain it to them. So now let me explain. It is just like how you need coders, and they will be developing softwares. It's just like how you need machineries to produce t-shirt. Like, for example, if you have a t-shirt company, right, you need
mm,
some machineries, and you need some people who would be continuously producing t-shirts, right? Same goes for software, or same goes for apps. You need people to continuously code and do a lot of other things, like, quality assurance, and then UI UX and all of that, to produce softwares. Marketing is exactly the same. It does not happen just like that. It does not happen by us only thinking about it. Marketing needs investment, just like any other department. Marketing needs really good people. And when you give those people really good tools, magic happens. But if you ask me, like, hey, so what's first, like, chicken or egg? I would say it's investment. It has always been investment. Doesn't matter which department we are talking about. For marketing, especially, we have to invest first. Now, of course, we need to invest smartly. And that's a whole different ball game, and that's a whole different conversation that we can have another day. How do we
yeah.
determine how much we need to spend, and where do we spend? But if there was one very quick information that I can give, is based on the analysis that has been done on B2B agencies, they say at least 8% should be your marketing budget. That's like the minimum marketing budget that you should have for digital marketing. And that's not my research. That's like the other agencies who has actually worked with more than 1,000 companies, and they have come up with this number. But in my opinion, so that's the research that has been done on a lot of people, right? So, but on top of that, here's my opinion. My opinion is, ask yourself, how much money are you willing to spend per client? Ask yourself, how much money are you willing to spend per client? Now only multiply it with the number that you have in mind. Like these are how many clients that I want within this year. That's the simplest math that you can do. If I say it's going to cost me $1 per client, and I say I want 100 clients, you better have at least $100 in your pocket.
I understand.
Otherwise it's just well wish. Otherwise, just I'm thinking that I want those clients, but I want to invest that money. So that's the easiest math. How much I want to spend per client? How much am I okay with spending per client? And how many clients do I want? And just multiply it. That's the easiest math.
Thank you, Najm. I mean, the way you explain things, very simple, and that's why we've been working with you for so long. We ran out of time, but looks like we have a lot of things to discuss. So I'm going to welcome you back very soon. I'd like to know the last note that, if somebody wants to reach out to you, if they are a B2B agency or a software development agency, how do they contact you? What is the best way? I know you have some consulting agreement also with other agencies.
Absolutely. They can just Google my name right now. Is on the screen, Najm Consultant. They can just Google and they'll see my website. The website address is najmc.com, najmc.com, and they will see all the information there. I'm very transparent. All my services are there. The prices are there, so they can just see exactly what I do, and they get in touch with me from the website.
Thank you, Nazam. Very nice talking to you, and we'll welcome you back pretty soon. Thank you.
Thanks so much for having me. You have a great day.
Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this episode and you'd like to help support the podcast, please share it with others, post about it on social media, or leave a rating and review. To catch all the latest from us, you can follow us on Twitter at ManagedCoder or visit our website at ManagedCoder.com. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.